the board every time, so we can and we will.
You had to pick a dark horse in the race. Who is it?
I don't know if it'd be a dark horse, but I think as we look at it today, I think you've got to look at Hilton as maybe starting to emerge. And we're talking about.
Live from Michigan Avenue, this is Good Day Chicago.
Good morning and welcome to Good Day Chicago. I'm Gabriela Primus.
I'm Brian Jackson. Here's a look at some of the stories we're following for you this morning.
New video shows the moment multiple men fire shots into a vehicle on Chicago's south side.
Residents in Gilwood come together to push back against the proposed development for the Old Mars Candy Factory.
And taking a live look outside right now, it's cold and cloudy. When can we expect some snow showers to roll into the area? Mike Kaplan has that answer for us. Good morning to you, Mike.
Hello there. Yeah, I'm glad you bring up the snow. It is showing up on radar. By far the heaviest snow is north of us in Wisconsin. We're going to get hit with some of this. It's going to be light, maybe enough to coat the ground here later this morning. You can see it moving in from the west, so we're going to keep snow showers in the forecast, even as temperatures are poised to move up, maybe even hitting freezing this afternoon. How about that? Snow showers at 9, 22. Still a couple of flakes around at noon with the temperature climbing up to 28 degrees. Then there's our high for the day. If we hit 32, it'll be the first time that's happened since January the 16th. But there's even warmer air on the way. I'll show you that forecast for next week in just a little bit. Back to you.
All right. Thank you, Mike.
A person is dead while another is sent to the hospital after a shooting inside a vehicle near St. Sabina Church.
Fox Chicago obtained new video of this incident. Here's a look. It's being considered an ambush-style shooting. A man and woman were shot while inside the white vehicle you see there. The woman later died at the hospital. The mass shooters were later seen leaving the area in a red SUV. There are reports of a baby being in that white vehicle as well. However, the child was not hurt. As of now, no arrests have been made.
Now to the follow-up to a deadly shooting inside of a White Castle parking lot. Police now offering a $10,000 reward for any information leading to an arrest. 2 people were killed in the shooting. Police said that 3 men were in the car when 3 others came up and started firing. One of the men killed has been identified as 48-year-old Lydell Harton. Anyone with information can reach out to the Cook County Crime Stoppers.
And now a follow-up to another story we've been covering. The 34-year-old woman killed inside of a parking garage died from a gunshot to the face. That's according to the medical examiner. Sean Quinese Kimbrough was visiting UI Health for an appointment Tuesday afternoon and parking inside the garage. Police are still searching for the suspect.
Caught on camera, a new soul food restaurant in Chicago's River North neighborhood is burglarized just 2 days after their grand opening. This is surveillance video from inside of Soul Vibes, located in the 400 block of North Wells. You can see the burglar making his way through the restaurant with a kitchen knife in hand. He used it to cut the cords for the surveillance system, but cameras were still able to capture his every move. He also used the knife to steal money from the cash registers. Despite this setback, the owner said that they will continue to serve the community with love, laughter, and soul food.
It's going to cost us roughly anywhere from like $1,000 to $2,000 to get everything back up and running. And he pretty much probably only got out of here with like $300 to $500 worth of cash or product, right? So he did all this for $500. In the long end, it costs us, the business owners, over $2,000 probably to get all this stuff back up and running.
After doing some digging, the owners believe that this same person may have targeted another nearby restaurant at a similar time a few months ago.
People spent their Wednesday protesting outside of NIPSCO's corporate headquarters. Many customers have been unhappy with their high utility bills. Several of our viewers in Northwest Indiana have sent us their NIPSCO bills, claiming they've been doubled or even tripled over the past year.
What is your message to state lawmakers when they see this?
My message to state lawmakers is, just like the midterms coming around, you are not safe. You are not safe. We remember what you did. We remember your name. We know if you're a Democrat or Republican. We know who you are. And you will be held accountable.
We fought back against that. We got direct elections for international officers. And now we had a stand-up strike in 2023 where we actually won back a lot of the things that were given away. We need to take that same approach to state government so that we can get rid of the corporate capture of our institution.
The company is currently under investigation for billing discrepancies involving their automated gas meters.
Residents in Galewood met to talk about the future of the Old Mars Candy Factory after many people spoke out against proposed development plans. Neighbors brainstormed their own proposal, one that they hope to present to Mars Wrigley and the developer, McCaffrey Interests. As it stands right now, McCaffrey is looking to build nearly 500 residential units on the 20-acre site, including a mix of senior living apartments and townhouses. But neighbors fear that the multifamily housing could lead to overcrowding, increased traffic, and parking issues.
Well, they should, and everybody here, you got to open your mouth up to be heard. Why come to a meeting that's for community and you just sit? Open your mouth up, make a difference, and you'll see change happen.
We have been reaching out to Mars and McCaffrey Interests for comment since Monday. So far, we have not heard back.
Lawmakers have about 8 days to agree on funding for ICE and the Department of Homeland Security. Fox Chicago got a chance to speak with Illinois Senator Tammy Duckworth, who refused to fund either agency unless changes are made.
I think there should be independent investigations of ICE, right? So that when they're involved in these shootings, that it should just not be ICE investigating itself, investigating their own agents. We need to make sure that they're not allowed to issue their own warrants, and then they must be forced to use actual judicial warrants. So some guardrails are required. I think these are very basic ones that Americans are asking for. And if my Republican colleagues will agree to that, then I'll consider voting for the bill.
He's also demanding that ICE agents remove their masks and wear body cameras at all times. 4:36 now, just as everyone was going to bed, or we were already in bed, the Bulls reportedly made a late-night trade.
This comes with just hours left before the NBA trade deadline a little bit later today. Mike, what's the latest move?
Yeah, the clock is definitely ticking. The Bulls have been busy this week, a little bit surprising in their latest move. The Bulls sent Dalen Terry to the New York Knicks for Gershon Yabusele. Terry has been with the Bulls since the team selected him with the 18th overall pick during the 2022 NBA draft. He's played 204 games, but only started in 7 of them. Earlier in the day, the Bulls made their biggest move so far before that trade deadline, sending Coby White to the Charlotte Hornets as part of a 4-player deal. White was set to become a free agent this summer. Joining him to the Hornets is Mike Conley, who got the Bulls recently. He was in a different trade earlier this week. In return, the Bulls are going to get Colin Sexton and Ousmane Dieng, I believe that's correct pronunciation there, plus 3 second-round draft picks. The Chicago Bears, they found their new running backs coach. Multiple reports say the Bears have tabbed Eric Stootsville for the job. He was the associate head coach and running backs coach with the Miami Dolphins. This is his second stint with the Bears in the year 2000. He was a wide receivers coach and assistant special teams coach for the team. We'll fix that up for the next bit. Now to the men's college hoops. The Fighting Illini, huge win over Northwestern. First half, Andrei Stojakovic steals it, goes the other way, lays it in. Illinois up by 6. Under 5 seconds left in the first half. Off the inbound, Keaton Wagler puts it up from, I think it was maybe Bloomington Normal is where that one came from. And that banks in. Illinois up by 28 at the break. Check out this next play. Wagler drives, lobs to Zvonimir Ivisic for the alley-oop. That's a slam. And Illini almost doubles up the Wildcats 84-44. Taking a look at today's sports schedule, Bulls take on the Raptors this evening at 6:30. Women's college hoops, the Fighting Irish taking on the Hokies of Virginia Tech at 6 p.m. UIC will host Southern Illinois at 7 p.m. and Northwestern will take on USC at 8 p.m. Now, onto the weather. You know, we're stressing so much the warmer air that's coming in. It hasn't been as cold this week, but we still have to talk about precipitation. And there are a couple of events on the way today and again tomorrow that may have at least minor impacts. Out there right now, it's just chilly. 17 at O'Hare, Midway in the lakefront, 15 at Valparaiso and Waukegan, 19 degrees at LaSalle, Peru. So you still need the winter coat, the hats and gloves. Take a look at what's coming in from the northwest, though. While the heavier snow is still in Wisconsin, headed across the north portion of the lake. We're kind of on the south end of the system. That will deal us a glancing blow of exclusively some light snow here, late morning and into maybe the early afternoon hours. Our model is really not that enthused about much happening with this. I think there'll be more widespread scattered light snow coming in. During the rest of the day, afternoon hours, early evening hours, things are quiet and we have a chance of getting to freezing. But watch what happens here early tomorrow morning. This is about now tomorrow. And we have snow coming down, maybe mixing with some freezing rain or some sleet. And even during later portions of the day, there can be a couple of scattered snow showers. And this would be happening with temperatures above freezing. So we get a little bit of a thaw on the way tomorrow, but there will still likely be some precipitation coming down. Some of it could impact especially that morning commute. Friday night into Saturday, a couple of light lake effect snow showers, mainly targeting LaPorte and Berrien County. But most of Chicagoland will enjoy some sunshine. And on Saturday, while it will be colder, after that, we get to the warm up. 32 today, cloudy, some light snow showers coming through, especially late morning into the early afternoon hours. Just seasonably cold and breezy, but that'll be our first 32 or above since the 16th of January. Gabriella, Brian?
Just like ages ago, right?
No kidding.
All right, well, coming up on Good Day, today's show host Savannah Guthrie makes a big plea to have her mother returned home.
We'll have the details on the really sad video she released on social media when we come back.
You're starting to
Here's a look at our top stories this morning. A woman is dead and a man is sent to the hospital after this ambush-style shooting outside of St. Sabina Church. Masked men were seen firing shots at a white vehicle. The shooter was seen leaving the area in a red SUV. So far, no arrests have been made.
Residents in Galewood met to talk about the future of the old Mars Candy Factory after many people spoke out against proposed development plans. The developer, McCaffrey Interest, is looking to build nearly 500 residential units on the 20-acre site. Neighbors feared the multi-family housing could lead to overcrowding, increased traffic, and parking problems.
The Bulls send guard Kobe White to the Charlotte Hornets as part of a 4-player deal. White was set to become a free agent this summer. Mike Conley, who was recently acquired, will go along with him. In return, the Bulls will receive Colin Sexton and Ousmane Dieng plus 3 second-round picks. Savannah Guthrie and her family are speaking out about the search for their mother. Investigators said that the 84-year-old Nancy Guthrie was taken from her Arizona home over the weekend. Several media outlets have received unverified ransom notes. Law enforcement has not confirmed any communication with any potential suspects. In a video posted to Instagram, Guthrie pleaded for more information from her mother's potential kidnapper, saying that her family is ready to talk.
We too have heard the reports about a ransom letter in the media. As a family, we are doing everything that we can. We are ready to talk. However, we live in a world where voices and images are easily manipulated. We need to know, without a doubt, that she is alive and that you have her.
The sheriff's office is expected to provide an update sometime later today.
The average training period for an immigration enforcement officer is 47 days. Now compare that to the 2-year training period before a cadet who enters the Chicago Police Academy can become certified as a police officer. Well, in response to the ongoing violence playing out in the city streets across the country and our state, Senator Laura Fine, who represents Evanston and Glenview, is pushing new legislation that would ban any ICE agent from becoming a law enforcement officer in the state of Illinois. Fine says the deaths of Renee Good and Alex Preddy are proof ICE agents are not trained to de-escalate.
The realities are that these murders and the devastation that we're seeing is preventable. And while the stories of Renee and Alex are very prominent, they're not isolated incidents. ICE's violence has escalated with one major contributing factor, and that being their training and their recruitment practices.
The Illinois Republican Party is opposed to Senate Bill 2820, calling it soft on crime legislation.
The Cook County Clerk's office is warning voters about a major change, just as mail-in ballots will begin shipping out later today. On December the 24th, the U.S. Postal Service changed how it processes postmarks. Instead of stamping letters and packages the day that they're dropped off, these postmarks will now be applied at a large processing facility instead. What this means is it could take days before the postmark is applied. Now, this is important because tax returns, health insurance appeals, and mail-in ballots could miss critical deadlines.
While this change has been described as minor, its impact on elections could be anything but. In Illinois, vote-by-mail ballots must be postmarked by Election Day and received within 14 days in order to be counted. Under this new policy, voters who do everything right, who mail their ballot in, or even days before Election Day, could still see their ballot postmarked too late and therefore not be counted.
Voters can also take advantage of 55 secure mail-in ballot drop-off boxes that will be available across the county starting March 2nd, which is the first day of early voting. Those boxes will remain open until 7 p.m. on Election Day.
The timeline for Cook County's first installment of property bills are shifting for this year. Bills will not be mailed out until early March, making payments not due until April 1st. The Illinois General Assembly authorized this one-time adjustment to give taxpayers more time between their property tax deadlines. Last year's second installment bill were also delayed. Cook County says its efforts to modernize its technology led to system-level issues that slowed the billing process for nearly 4 months.
Time is now 4:48. Checking in with Mike for a look at this forecast. Almost to the weekend. What's on tap?
We have a couple of opportunities to get some snow in here and might impact travel, especially tomorrow. I think the stuff that's coming in today, not that big of a deal. There will be a few flakes flying. Tomorrow's precipitation, especially in the morning, could be a little mixture of some freezing rain, sleet, and snow. Most of the snow that's really going to accumulate today is missing us in Wisconsin. We're on the south edge of this Clipper system, if you will, and it will be passing through here later in the morning, early in the afternoon, maybe enough to coat the ground. But here's the deal. We get to 32 degrees with that storm system. This will be our first 32 or above since the 16th of January. Winds will be picking up too, southwest at about 8 to 18 miles an hour. So seasonable. This is still colder than normal, but it's seasonable. Tonight, a low of 28 degrees, and we'll await a light mix of snow and ice. And by ice, that could be some freezing rain. There could also be some frozen stuff in the form of sleet coming down. So I'll just group it as ice. Tomorrow, you're looking at a high of 36 degrees, but there will be some sticking snow or ice early in the day and maybe some snow showers in the afternoon. We get a one-day punch of colder air on Saturday, but there'll be some sunshine, 26 degrees. Then every day beyond that is above freezing, 34 Sunday. Into the 40s we go on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. And on Wednesday, we can get a couple of rain showers in there with a high temperature of 42. Back to you.
Well, coming up on Good Day, Six Flags is looking to hire plenty of new workers.
Oh, Mike Kaplan, listen up. Which job positions need to be filled right after this break?
Aurora is getting ready to host a major junior golf event this summer. Phillips Park Golf Course will welcome the inaugural Chicago Junior All-Star Championship. There will be nearly 100 elite young golfers from all across the area.
This is a wonderful opportunity for the city of Aurora and Phillips Park Golf Course to host a caliber tournament with the AJGA. You know, the golf course is an ideal setting for young players, which is going to be competing in this event at ages 12 to 15, boys and girls. It's going to challenge them. You know, we're just really looking forward to showcasing the golf course and what we have to offer and create a wonderful experience for the players and the families.
The tournament will be held from June 15th through the 18th.
Dr. Willie Wilson is helping inmates at Cook County Jail. He donated $15,000 to 600 inmates, which is about $25 per person. He says this will let them get necessities like toothpaste, soap, and other toiletries. Dr. Wilson says he's also focused on cutting down the rising population inside the jail.
We have to create a job. We also have to create training and things like that within these jails, just so that when they get out, they'll have a trade and they can get jobs to keep from recycling back for it into here. And I do understand that the prison system does have some training program going on here now. You know, I'd like to thank Sheriff Dart and his staff for making that happen as well. And we'd like to see a lot more of it going.
He says he is going to keep coming back until he can help everyone in the jail.
Well, Six Flags Great America is getting ready to hire some new workers. There are 3,000 jobs for the park's 50th anniversary season. All the positions are pretty much on the table, including rides, food and drinks, retail, EMT, and security. Pay will start at $15 an hour. By the way, you also get into the park for free. We have all that information. If you would love to apply on our website at Six Flags 2026 season kicks off on April the 25th.
All right, guys, you can have your pick. Mike, you might have to step back onto your throne.
I'm ready. I'm ready to do Alfredo.
Alfredo, that's what it is.
If called upon, I will serve. All right, so the minimum pay there is $15 an hour. When I started there in what it was 77, the pay was $2.30 an hour.
Wow.
But I got a 35-cent raise. When I took over the Alfredo job.
If only you could still get money like that, Mike.
All right, we have a little bit of snow on the way. Not a lot, but let's come over here, take a look at the radar, and you can see the darker blue would be the heavier snow is falling. That's mainly in Wisconsin, but there is definitely some snow sneaking in northwest of Rockford. This is still a couple hours away. Not all of that is even reaching the ground. We'll see a little snow, maybe enough to get a coating or so around here. A half inch, I think, would be on the high end. But it may, create some slightly slick conditions here later this morning into the early afternoon hours, even as temperatures get up. Well, I'll show you. Right now, it's 19 at O'Hare, 14 at Woodstock, 15 at Valparaiso. Where are the highs going today? Freezing. Let's get it there. 32 is my number for O'Hare. Maybe a little bit warmer way southwest of the city, LaSalle, Peru with a 38. Perhaps slightly colder in northwest Indiana, but this is still such a nice departure from how cold it has been of late. 7-day forecast. You want the real warmth? It's still coming next week. That is when the 40s get here. I think tomorrow, despite the fact we could have some mixed precipitation coming down, especially early in the day, and then a second round of snow showers late in the day, we at least get above freezing. Then it'll be colder on Saturday, and then we see that thaw, especially Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday with highs in the 40s. Maybe a chance for some rain, not snow, but rain coming in here on Wednesday. 4 minutes before 5 a.m. We're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back.
The man who tried to kill President Trump gets life in prison. 59-year-old Ryan Wesley Ruth was found guilty last year of trying to assassinate President Trump at his West Palm Beach golf course in 2024. He was caught hiding in shrubbery, aiming a rifle at the president while he was playing a round of golf. Ralph's attorney says that they plan to appeal.
A federal judge in Indiana is blocking the deportation of a man acquitted last month in the murder-for-hire plot against Border Patrol Commander Gregory Vivino. The jury found Juan Espinoza Martinez not guilty for offering a $10,000 bounty. His defense claimed he had about $20 in his bank account.